Start.
Yo, Jaden, say what's up.
Hello.
Casey.
What is up, everybody?
Episode 4. What'd you say?
So why does he sound so awkward?
Because he's tired, man. It's Casey.
You're right.
Bro, I was in school all day. I don't feel like it.
So is everyone else.
But mine's different.
I did my test, by the way.
Nice
Nice,
job.
man.
Got a
All
ton
right,
of
episode 4. Episode 4. We're going back to the NBA. Casey, how are you? How do you? Well, I'll say I'll go off.
Yeah, Carter,
So-
how are you planning on doing it today?
Yeah, so we're gonna go. We're gonna talk about the finals. I guess make our finals predictions because I don't think we did that yet. But we'll make our finals predictions. Talk about the finals. Who's gonna win tonight? What's today? Tuesday. So Game 4 is tonight. And then after we talk a little bit about the finals, because that shouldn't take too long, we're gonna go off of this Bleacher Report article that I have pulled up, by Grant Hughes from Bleacher Report, and it's basically one every NBA. It's one trade that every team should make in the offseason, and we're gonna go and say who would win the trade, if you would do the trade, if you were the GM for either team, if it's a good trade, like just basic stuff like that. And then we'll end off the video because that should take a good amount of time. Jada, you could go first. What do you think so far about the finals?
I'm not taking yesterday that much into account. I don't think that you should take that much into account. I don't see Jimmy Butler playing like that again. I still have Lakers at 5, like I said before the series started.
Casey?
What I think you have to sort of take yesterday's game into account with the amount of Goran Dragic was out and Bam Adebayo is out. So to consider how good the Heat played, I just think, like you said though, that the Heat had a pretty down game. LeBron, I think, had how many turnovers LeBron had? He had like 8, I think.
I'll check.
He had a lot of turnovers from watching the game last night.
Yeah, I mean, I think that to even get another game off against the Lakers, the Heat have to play so scrappy without Bam and Dragic. But even when they come back, I feel like if they don't play good defense, it's game over. They have to get back on transition because all the Lakers like to do is just run. Yeah. And if they can get back on in transition, knock down some shots, and if Jimmy plays good, he doesn't even have to play as well as he did last night. I could see him taking another game, or
AD needs to play
maybe 2. Yeah, and AD needs to play better too. Maybe 2. I still don't even see them taking 2.
That's insane. Last night, Jimmy Butler played 45 minutes and didn't shoot one single 3.
1 3, yeah.
That is insane.
It was like, I saw a stat. It was like he was the first player the first player since Shaq in 2002 to score 40 points without shooting a 3 in the finals.
That's insane.
He was hitting insane shots though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Lakers in 6.
I just feel like I have the Lakers in 5 because I feel like the Heat just can't match up with the amount of star talent that the Lakers team has. Because even though Jimmy Butler's an amazing defender, he can't guard LeBron. And no one on that team, especially with Bam hurt, no one on that team can guard Anthony Davis.
You think the Lakers are winning tonight? Because I mean, I think the Lakers are going to win tonight too, but I'm just curious to see your.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Lakers win tonight, and then if they get Bam back, they might win. I think that's what would happen. They'd get Bam back and take one.
I can't see Bam. I don't know if Bam would come back the same after an injury.
I thought I heard something like if there was like a game 5 or 6, he would come back.
I think it's game 6.
Or something like that, but I'm not sure. It all depends who's playing and who's not. We haven't gotten news on who is and isn't playing, so that's kind of a pretty big factor. But either way, the Lakers are winning in 5 or 6.
I just checked. Goran Dragic and Bam are out tonight again.
Yeah, I knew they were playing
tonight.
Probably out
for.
He's probably out for the finals.
which is not good for that Heat team.
Yep.
I don't even know if they had a chance with Dragic.
I mean, they have none, but none can't shoot.
Kendrick Nunn's a pretty good shooter last time I checked.
He didn't shoot good last night or tonight, whenever he played. The one
I don't
game
think
he
we
played.
can say he's a bad shooter based off one night. But let me check.
I'm checking right now.
I'm pretty sure. I thought I saw him miss a couple
Yeah.
threes, but
His 3-point percentage this year was a
35%.
so
average.
yeah, average.
35%
So he's
on
not a
5
terrible
intentional
shooter, but
games.
he's not Dragic.
Mm-hmm. Dragic has been playing insane through the playoffs too. It's such a big loss for them.
Same thing with Bam, because now they have to start Kelly Olynyk and Myers Leonard. Even though Myers Leonard's a good passer for a big man.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're anywhere near the status of Bam.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything else we want to touch on? I wanted to keep it kind of short for the finals because I think that
The trades are going to be a while.
Cause and the trades are going to take a pretty good amount of time. All right, so you guys want to move on to the trades then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In conclusion, Lakers in 5 or 6. That's what we think. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll move on to this Bleacher Report article. They have the Atlanta Hawks first. Now this is interesting, but I wonder how this is going to work. So they have Atlanta Hawks. They would get Rudy Gobert and Joe Ingles. The Jazz would trade Rudy Gobert and Joe Ingles to Utah for Clint Capella, DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, and the 6th overall pick in the 2020 draft. How do you guys feel about this trade?
Because Gobert's a really good defender, and you match him with Trae Young, it's gonna be kind of deadly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Hawks are giving up so much with Clint Capella. I think he's like 24, 25. DeAndre Hunter's 22. Kevin Huerter's still young but an amazing shooter. And the 6th pick that could turn out to be someone
that
like
could very well turn out to be like an Obi Toppin,
mm-hmm.
a Nneka Okongwu, like guys like that.
Yeah.
Which I think that they'll and not to mention, I mean, I feel like Utah would win this trade. Utah would win this trade because they're getting Clint Capella, who's a young center. They're getting DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, and the 6th pick, and they're also getting off the Rudy Gobert contract.
Yeah,
which he's up for a supermax next year because he was an all-star.
And isn't Rudy like 29?
He's like 28, I think, 27.
He is 28. So
yeah 28.
They're basically dumping a max or a guy who's looking for $20 to $30 million per year for someone like Clint Capella. That's also 5 years, almost 4 years younger.
Yeah, so and the only way I could see the Hawks doing this is if they wanted to win now, but I don't think that you can win now when they have like one of the youngest teams in the NBA.
Yep.
I mean, they have like Cam Reddish, like all those guys are so young, and they're about to have the 6th pick. So if that even turns into an Obi Toppin, he's gonna run better than Gobert anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. Jaden, what do you think about this?
Yeah, Jaden, what do you think?
I don't know why they would give up DeAndre Hunter, and because DeAndre Hunter didn't look great, but I still have faith in him. I think he can be a good player.
He could be a nice piece for a team.
Rudy's gonna want that supermax, and Rudy's not a supermax player, so I think that's a dumb trade for the Hawks.
Yeah. Rudy's gonna be one of those guys that's like he's making like a supermax with plan for like the Hornets or something.
Yeah. That's probably the prime location this offseason.
Honestly. All right, I'll move to the next trade.
Celtics now, right?
Yep, Celtics. This is okay. So Boston acquires Miles Turner and Jeremy Lamb from the Pacers for Gordon Hayward, the number 14 pick, and a 2021 first-round pick from the Pacers. How do you feel about this?
To be honest, because I think they're just trying to dump Hayward's contract, and that 2021 first-round pick will probably be in the range of 20 to 30. that number 14 pick could be something. But this trade, I don't feel like this trade is terrible because.
But what do you think that? I think it could even be higher than 20 to 30 though, because if they're getting rid of Miles Turner, I mean, I don't think that.
I feel
who
like
else on that team is carrying them to an insanely good record. Other than, I mean, Sabonis plays good, and they played Sabonis and Miles Turner when they were good.
no, the Pacers are getting the Celtics first round pick.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'd do
Yeah.
this
Oh,
trade.
yeah. You're good. Yep, that's my bad. But yeah, that would be a decent pick.
I'd do this trade, to be honest, especially
were
because
who?
if I was
Both
both, because I feel like the Pacers are getting a lot of picks that could end up being good, and the Celtics are getting a very good young player while dumping Gordon Hayward's $35 million contract. I
feel like Indiana would have to pick what they're gonna do.
Mm.
Because it's like, okay, you have Oladipo, who he might get moved this offseason too. They were talking about him going different places. And then you have TJ Warren, who played good, but then he kind of just died off. Like, I don't know what they're looking to do, who they're trying to build a team around. But I feel like if they would do this trade, they would be basically completely just resetting. Because Sabonis isn't going to carry you to a playoff spot.
And it would also be tough for the Celtics because Miles Turner, coming out of college, we all knew he was a talented player. But in his NBA career, he's kind of been just like, I wouldn't say disappointing, but like just basically.
He's not been a superstar.
He's just basically been the same person every single year.
Yep. But it's good for the Boston, though, because he can show he's consistent. Mm-hmm. And he plays good defense and can stretch the floor. So I feel like that'd be good, especially since the Celtics are trying to win now, so they don't really care about a 21 first-round pick.
Mm. Ooh. Jaden, what do you think about it?
About the Celtics trade?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good trade for the Celtics. I'm still high on Miles Turner. I think it's also a good trade for the Pacers because it seems like they're not really going in any direction if they trade because I don't know, I'm not high on Oladipo anymore. I don't think he's going to be the same player.
Yeah, after the injury, I don't think he's been. I mean, I could see him maybe being like a 3-and-D player for a really good team, but I don't think that he's going to be that guy that just goes out and gives you 30.
No. I just looked at the next trade. This would be an insane trade.
All right, here's the next trade.
All right.
Oh, geez. Brooklyn Nets. All right, so the Brooklyn Nets get Embiid from the Sixers, and the Sixers get Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jarrett Allen, the 19th pick, and the 2022 first-round pick.
If I'm the
Sixers fans, you guys can hash this one out.
I feel like if this trade were to fall through, I feel like the NBA would veto this trade, kind of like, do you know how they vetoed the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers?
I don't think they would be able to do that because the NBA owned the Hornets at the time.
Oh, that's true. But like, if I'm the Sixers, and they're trying to rebuild, they won't be able to rebuild in the East with a team like Kyrie, KD, and Embiid. So if I'm the Nets, I'm doing this. But if I'm the Sixers, I would not do this at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as the Sixers, I don't know what you're trying to do here. If you're doing this trade, because okay, you get rid of Embiid because he hasn't been playing well with Ben Simmons, they've been playing well. They just haven't been doing much in the playoffs. Yeah. And in my eyes, the Sixers have to try something different because they've been doing this for how many years now? 2, 3, 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more than that. They've been trying to get into the playoffs with this Ben Simmons and Embiid lineup, and it hasn't worked at all yet.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to the conference finals a couple times, but I don't think that you can just kind of keep rolling with Embiid and Simmons, especially when you have like Kyrie and KD coming in the East too, who could also beat you. And it's hard. It's just harder and harder to get to the finals every year.
Exactly. Yeah, and then you put Embiid, Kyrie, and KD on the same team. There's
that's just killing yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because now you're not going to win either way. Because now they have Embiid, who can kind of stretch the floor. I'd say he's a decent stretch big.
Mm-hmm.
KD, who's best scorer of all time, and then Kyrie, who can also score 40 when he wants to.
Yeah. Jaden, as I know you're a fellow Sixers fan like I am, what do you think about this trade?
I think it's a dumb trade. I think it's something that I'd do if we were about to rebuild. I mean, I like LeVert.
But I feel like if you do this trade, I feel like if you do this trade, you also have to get rid of Ben Simmons because how are you going to work with Simmons, LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Jared Allen?
Yeah.
Because LeVert can kind of shoot. Dinwiddie is a good shooter, but Jared Allen can't. So like it's like
It's
mean,
just
Jared
not a
Allen,
good trade.
it just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. It
Brooklyn-
makes sense for the Nets, but it just doesn't make sense for the Sixers at all.
Even if you are the Nets, I'd rather give up 2 more first-round picks and like I don't know,
Joe Harris.
like Joe Harris, than give up LeVert. Because imagine if you could keep LeVert and still get Embiid.
Mm-hmm. That would be insane. It would make sense for the Nets, but it just would not make sense for the Sixers at all.
All right, let's try to move a little bit quicker here. This trade isn't very. The next one's the Hornets. So I mean, it's the Hornets. Sorry,
Yeah,
Hornets fans.
They don't have
But-
much to trade.
They don't.
I
It's
don't
not
see-
much. It's
I
just
don't see
Steven Adams for Terry Rozier, straight up.
I don't know why OKC would
I-
do this. I could see the Hornets doing it.
Yeah, OKC already has about 18 different guards on their roster, and now they're just picking up another one for their best center, where you could
Exactly.
probably get something pretty valuable for him.
Yeah, they could probably get a first round pick and a decent player for
They
Steven
get
Adams.
yeah, exactly, and like a good starter for them with their young guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
this
I don't.
trade just doesn't make sense
It
for
just
the
doesn't make sense.
Thunder at all.
We'll go to the next one.
the
Ooh,
Bulls
Chicago.
I think there's a lose-lose trade, by the way. The Bulls take on a terrible contract in Tobias Harris, and Otto Porter Jr. is not it. He's not
Which
that
is
good.
also a
anymore.
terrible contract.
Yeah, it's just this trade, especially because the Sixers are giving up a first round pick, and
It's just giving up a worst bad contract. It's just giving up a worse player with a bad contract. Or I mean, it's giving up a better. The Sixers are just giving up a better player with a bad contract for a worse player with a bad contract. It just doesn't make sense.
and the Sixers are giving out a first round pick. It's just this trade would
Second
make
round. Oh yeah, no first round. First and a second round pick. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that does
that
not
would-
make sense.
Yeah, that would just not make sense. Moving on.
Yeah.
Jaden, what do you think about this one?
Harrison Barnes for Jabari
it's-
Parker. You're good. Yeah,
Harrison Barnes, Jabari Parker, and swap rights. That doesn't really matter. For Kevin Love. So Kevin Love on the Kings. I feel bad for the Kings because I really like De'Aaron Fox,
Yeah,
but they just can't win with him. And he's been playing. I mean, he's been pretty consistent, like a good 20-point scorer. He'll give you a couple assists.
yeah.
And I'd say he's a decent defender. But
Mhm.
I mean, Kevin Love is cool, I guess. But Kevin Love's not playoffs.
Yeah, it's but like I feel like I wouldn't want to call him a bust, but at this point, Marvin Bagley, because he's still
Marvin
really young,
Bagley's terrible.
it's just it's just it is not playing as good as people expected him to play.
Yeah, he's not playing like a 4th overall pick in a really stacked draft
The
class.
3rd overall pick, I thought.
No, he was
Third, yeah, third.
He was the second.
Second.
He
Yeah.
was second.
Yeah, he was behind 8. It was Aiton and then
Oh
Bagley,
yeah, because they didn't take a Luka or Trae Young.
and then Luka. It was Luka 3rd, and then Trae Young 5th, and then
Was
Hawks.
DeAndre Hunter 4th?
Yeah. Wait.
All right.
I don't know.
Or
This
something
trade.
like that
This trade on us.
doesn't make
It
sense.
just, yeah, it's just weird.
All right,
Okay, next
Ooh.
team.
I like
Ooh,
this
I
one.
see Josh
Mavs.
Richardson.
I guess.
Oh,
All
if
right,
I'm the Mavs, I do this. Yup.
Yeah, the Mavs get Josh Richardson to the
honest.
Sixers for Seth
You know what?
Curry and an 18th pick.
Nah, this is
That's-
a win-win trade.
Yeah, I would like this trade. I would do this for both
Mavs
teams.
get
so-
what they need. They get a good perimeter defender, and and the Sixers get shooting, and the 18th
Mhm.
overall pick. That's
Yeah,
a
Bush-
win-win
I really
trade.
like that actually.
This is a good trade. I would. Yeah. This would work.
Yeah, I would do that.
Mhm.
All right, we'll
Especially
go-
because the Sixers could turn that 18th pick into a good.
Ooh, I like
Like-
this next one even better. All right, so
Eh.
Denver. Well, I like
Denver, I
no
don't do
okay,
this. Oh wait, never mind. What am I saying? I mean Pelicans.
dude. Yeah,
Ooh,
okay. Hold on.
I like this trade.
Denver
Actually.
gets Denver gets Drew Holiday, so they get a good defender next to Jamal Murray, and he's also big. He's like about 6'4", 6'5", so next to Jamal Murray, who's like 6'3". It's not too bad height difference from the 1 and 2 guard. Plus you have
Mhm.
Jokic. Plus Drew Holiday can shoot
Exactly.
for
Yeah.
Gary Harris, Will Barton, and a first. So New
What's
Orleans is
happening
getting
here Yeah,
New Orleans is basically just getting a first and decent role players.
yeah, and they're getting younger. It's exactly what it is because Drew Holiday's 31, costing $25 million per year. So they're getting cheaper contracts and a first-round pick.
And the way the Nuggets played this year, they're going to try to win next year too.
Yeah, they're
So
in a
they
win
don't really
now
care
mode.
about age. Yeah.
They're in a win now mode, but a bunch of their players are still very young. Like Jokic is 24, 25.
MPJ is like 22, 23.
Yeah, Jamal Murray's like 22, 23.
I think he's 23, 24.
Yeah, this trade would make sense. I like this trade.
I would do that. Jaden, would you do that?
If I'm the Nuggets, yes. Pelicans, I mean, they get younger. I don't like Gary Harris. I don't know how much more he can progress. I like Will Barton, so yeah, I'd do this trade.
All right.
Next, Detroit. Dude, if the picture's it's 85-year-old Iguodala.
Oh, that's actually. Oh, okay. So.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Hold on. I didn't see D Rose. Why is D Rose not the picture? Okay, hold on. All right, so the Pistons get Iggy and Kelly Olynyk for the 20th pick.
And the 20th pick. They get the
20th pick for D Rose.
If I'm the Heat, I would do this. Pistons.
Especially
I feel like the Pistons are trying to rebuild with this. Because they are trying to rebuild, so they get another pick out of this. And Iggy's last year on his deal. Kelly, I think, is because he's an opt-in, so that means
Olynyk's not terrible either.
Yeah, he accepted his player off. So this trade would make sense because they're just trying to dump.
And Miami's going to try to win this next year. If they win or lose the finals, they're going to try to win again next year. So with Jimmy Butler, I feel like D Rose is just another guy that can score and run the ball for you.
Yeah, this should be a good
since and D Rose isn't a very good defender, but their team defensively is so good together that it doesn't really matter that D Rose isn't a great defender.
Yeah, they could
put him next to Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you could put D Rose in that 6-man role, even starting if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could just flip him with Dragic because I know Spoelstra likes to change the lineup a lot.
Yeah, this trade would make sense.
Jaden?
Yeah, I like it. I think that the Pistons, they're trying to rebuild. I think they should do that. That team's just going in no direction. Actually, I don't know if they're trying to rebuild. They're going in no direction.
They're just flopping on every single draft pick they get.
I like this next one.
Wait,
you're only giving them money and a first-round pick?
Well, that's the thing, because Westbrook's costing them $30 million and Harden's costing them $40 million. So that $17 million could actually turn out being a bunch.
But still, that's like a better Harrison Barnes from 2015.
Yeah, Robert Covington used to be really good too.
Yeah. So the Warriors get Covington for money and a first-round pick.
Which $17 million is a lot of money considering.
Yeah, but they don't need. Who are they going to pay? Who do they have to pay for $17 million? I mean, Clay and Curry already have their deals, so they don't have to.
The Rockets would get $17 million in the first. I feel like this would be a good trade, especially because Covington's cost. I would do this.
Jaden, you think that Covington would fit well with Klay Thompson being just like another 3-and-D guy?
Never have too many 3-and-D guys.
Wish he was still on the Sixers.
All right, Jaden, are you on the thing?
Yeah, I'm on the thing.
All right, what's the next one?
It is Blake
I see it now.
Griffin. I see it. The Houston Rockets acquired Blake Griffin, the 2021 first-round pick, top 8 protected, through 2023. Converts to second rounders. Why is it so? And a 2023 second-round pick via Portland Trailblazers from the Pistons for Russell Westbrook. If I'm the Pistons, I'd do this trade. If I'm the Rockets, I don't do this trade.
Yeah, because the Rockets gave up if the Rockets gave up 3 first-round picks for Russell Westbrook, and they're only getting 1 first-round pick back, that could end up converting to second-round picks. This trade would make no sense.
If you're going to get Blake Griffin for that team, you want to still have Russell Westbrook and Harden. That's why you're getting Blake Griffin. If you're giving away Westbrook, it's just Harden and Blake and an older Blake Griffin who can't jump as high.
And this trade would make no sense. For the Pistons, it would make sense, but for the Rockets, it makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm the Pistons, I do this. All right, we'll go to the next one. Let's try to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jaden.
No, you're good.
No, go ahead. You can read it. I'm good.
All right. For the Pacers, this is the Pacers. The Pacers acquired Drew Holiday, 2021 second-round pick from the New Orleans Pelicans for Miles Turner and Doug McDermott.
So this is implying Miles Turner is going where? New Orleans?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Drew Holiday and they are on the same team then.
I'd do this.
Oh.
I like that.
I would, because the Pelicans, they already have a young core already. So they're, again, dumping $25 million Drew Holiday and getting younger, and Doug McDermott can still shoot. So this is
about it, but he can still shoot. I'm joking. Yeah, I think this is pretty. This is pretty. This is pretty easy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I do this as far as those sides. All right, we'll go to the next one real quick. Clippers get Brunson for straight up Brunson for Landry Shamet.
Used to be a Sixer too. Sixers got one up too.
The back of the picture looks your favorite player, Casey Michael Carter Williams.
Oh, beast!
All right. Clippers get Jalen Brunson. That's a good point guard. It's not named Patrick Beverly. And the Mavericks get just another shooter, Landry Shamet. So if the Mavs aren't going to pull the trigger on that Seth Curry and want to get Josh Richardson, they're just getting Landry Shamet, who's another really good shooter, to put around Luka and Porzingis, which I like. Jaden, who do you think wins this trade?
I think that is Landry a good? I don't know, because Jalen Brunson, he's a good backup, but I don't know. Is Landry Shamet a good defender?
No,
not really.
I don't know because
I wouldn't do this if I was the Mavericks, because Jalen Brunson started to show potential, and Shamet just proves that he can shoot the lights out, but he can't do much else. And
by looking,
it's just I wouldn't do this if I was the Mavericks.
By the numbers, good. You're good. I'll say it after.
No, go.
The Mavericks last year had one of the best offensive ever last year by the numbers, but so I think they just have to trade for defensive pieces, and I think that they're a contender.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like
Casey,
the.
Do you want to? All right,
the next one.
You can say the next one, yeah.
The Lakers would acquire Schroeder for Kyle Kuzma. No.
I hate Kuzma, so yeah, sure.
If I'm the Lakers,
no,
yes.
No. Yeah, Lakers, yes.
Well, yeah, if I'm the Lakers, yes, but if I'm
Thunder, no.
The Thunder, no. I mean, does it make sense? Not really.
Yeah.
You're just getting a guy that thinks he can shoot over Jesus.
Hey. Kuzma did drop the same amount of points as Tyler Hero yesterday, so therefore, I'm kidding.
Kuzma had 37 yesterday.
What?
It's funny.
Right now, the Marlins are beating the Braves, by the way.
Yeah, also, they just got into a fight. Ronald Acuna got hit by a 98-mile-per-hour fastball.
Well, that sounds like that doesn't hurt at all.
Okay.
It's fun. All right, go to the next one, Jaden.
All right, today, this is the 15th trade. The Memphis Grizzlies would get Patty Mills, and the Spurs get Kyle Anderson. Spurs fans, do you want Kyle Anderson back? No, I don't want to do this trade. I think Patty Mills should retire San Antonio.
Yeah, just based off of legacy, I don't feel like the Spurs would trade Patty Mills.
Yeah.
Especially because Patty Mills is a very good locker room guy. I feel like it wouldn't make sense.
I agree. Carter?
Did he die?
I think he did.
Oh, his mic's muted. Unmute. Oh.
Cougs just auto-flipped Max Scherzer 99.
Hey, Jaden, you're going to have to take this part out.
All right. That's going to be the end of it for today. We did 15 trades. We're going to do the next 15 in the next episode. Casey, what do you have to say?
So, like Jaden said, we'll do the next 15 trades in the next episode. And so, tomorrow, I think, right? Are we going to do it tomorrow? Tomorrow's MLB? Or
yes.
Thursday?
Yes.
Yes, so tomorrow. So tomorrow there should be an MLB episode out.
Yep.
And then
good.
Friday we have NFL. So
what are we gonna be covering?
So tomorrow, or you.
All right. So we're gonna be posting an MLB podcast where we just recap the playoffs so far and look at our predictions and see how they have went. So yeah, Casey, anything to say?
Nope. Peace. That's all I have to
Yeah.
say now.
Thanks for watching or listening.
Everyone have a great day, and
Make sure to
see
like
ya.
and subscribe.
Yes, sir.